Okay, so these are the Fall 2 reports. So this graphic here shows us the relationships between the reports. Everything that's the golden color is an aggregate report or a certification report that's required to be reviewed by functionality before you can certify. That doesn't diminish the importance of these supporting reports in the teal color. All your detail are in the teal reports. The certification reports just have counts. If you want to identify students or teachers making the counts or courses, you have to look into the detail reports. The detailed reports allow you to verify the accuracy and reconcile your data. So the first report we'll look at is report 2.4, English Learner Education Services Student Count Unduplicated. So this report identifies, highlighted in red, the total number of English learners on census day per school. It also shows their services. This is highlighted in purple. Across the top are each service code 1 through 6. The longer names, you cannot see the service codes. However, if you look at no English learner service, you can see the number 5, or other English learner service, you can see the number 6 attributed to that service. So there is also a hierarchy because your students may be taking multiple courses and may be receiving different types of service. Only a single service is going to be reported based on the hierarchy. So, number 3, down in gold at the bottom, you can see the hierarchy. And so I'll kind of spell it out for you. If the student is receiving 1, that's primary language of instruction and designated instruction, and any combination of the other services, 2, 3, 4, or 5, even 6, the student will be counted as 1. So you would expect that student to show up under primary language of instruction. The second in the hierarchy, number 4, is designated and integrated EL, but not primary language of instruction. A student will be counted as 4 if they are receiving 4 and any combination of 2, 3, 5, or 6, and not 1. They'll be counted as 4. So a student could be in a class that has designated and ELD instruction as the service. The student could be in 2 different classes with designated and integrated ELD instruction. Those 2 instructions will combine and make that student in the 4. A student may have 6 classes and take every type of service except for 1. They'll be in column 4. So that's how you can see. The final column on the far right, education service code missing, you have an English learner who has been enrolled in courses or is not enrolled in the courses yet, but these are English learners not receiving services. You cannot certify without reporting this. So if you have a student that is not receiving services, an EL student, look at the course section records, and when it's appropriate, select 5 in the education service code. 5 is no service provided. Report 2.5 follows the same hierarchy, and it's English Learner Education Services Unduplicated Count of Teachers. So for a teacher to be providing service, the education service code has to be populated in their course sections, and they have to have EL students enrolled. So a common problem is that we'll hire or have a school where every teacher is authorized to provide services. You might identify that in the education service code, and not a single EL student is enrolled in the course. So who are they providing services to? That's a question that has come up. That's something to look forward if you're expecting all staff members to provide services and you've reported there. You look at the education service code for those staff members in the course, and then look at the student course section enrollment to identify if any of the students are EL students. Report 2.6 is your English learner count by primary language. So you're going to identify all your English learners and it provides their primary language, whether it's Spanish, Japanese, Chinese, what have you. And this is a census day count. Report 2.7 EL Education Services Student List. This supports Report 2.4 and 2.6, and it's going to show you the education service code reported based on the hierarchy, and it's also going to show you the number of course sections they are receiving. If they are receiving primary language of instruction, the language of instruction will be reported as well. Report 3.1 class size by content area. All right, so this report is important, in particular when you think of your SARC, because class size is something that's reported. Many parents are going to determine the schools or the districts they choose based on the teacher to student ratio, the class size, right? We can generally assume that better instruction is given when the students are getting more one-on-one time in smaller classroom environments. So you want to pay careful attention to your average class size and then identify any classes that are larger than they should be. And so this breaks down each course and it provides the average class size. The class ID in the course section is what's used to determine the class size. So if you have a class ID shared amongst many courses, that's going to inflate the class size for a course and then in turn affect the average class size. Report 3.2, class enrollment by content area. This is a more extensive report. It breaks down the ethnicity of the student course enrollment and it provides you the course information. Report 3.3, class enrollment student list. This is a little bit more descriptive of a report. It provides you the student's name, their SSID, their ethnicity and race, and their grade, as well as their gender. And it identifies specific course information, the state course code, local course ID, and the term. And then course section enrollment count and details. This provides you the details of the report. You can see some of the elements that will be used for assignment monitoring. So this is a report that you might want to provide your curriculum instruction. Make sure that the courses are reported correctly. The next report should link the staff member to the courses. Report 3.8, course section enrollment count by content area. So this report has been identified as beneficial for assignment monitoring. So you definitely want to provide this report to your curriculum instruction. It will show you the students, in particular their English language. It also shows you the teacher providing the instruction to the student. So you can identify if you have an EL student, such as Happy Days in this report, in the middle of the report. Student's name is Corona King. Teacher's name is Happy Days. You can identify, okay, we have an EL student in this course. Is that staff member authorized to provide services? We have report 4.1, staff count and FTE by job classification. So your number of staff and the FTE in the staff ratio are unduplicated. The staff members are only counted once and the FTE is the combined FTE of their assignments. But when you go to the right and you have the different buckets for teacher, administrator, pupil services, your staff may be in multiple buckets. A teacher may also be an administrator if their job classification has been reported for both. Likewise, teacher may also work on pupil services. They might be a substitute teacher or teach one or two classes and be a counselor. If they have the job classification reported, they'll be listed. However, they're not going to be counted twice in the unduplicated totals. They're only going to be counted once. And then report 4.2, staff count and FTE by job classification. It's a supporting report for 4.1. It's very similar in structure, as you can see. It's just going to break down the ethnicity and race of those staff members and their FTE. Report 4.3, the most valuable report when it comes to assignment monitoring, staff teaching assignment in detail. So the title of the report tells you it's a course section record. Staff teaching assignment. Every teaching assignment is a course record. The only way you can show instruction in CALPADS is through the course record. So you're going to have your staff members by name and SSID identified with the courses they are providing. And you can also see the different elements like the education service code, the instructional strategy code, the online instruction type. This is important to provide your credential analysts, even your curriculum and instruction. Your credential analysts can make sure that your staff are credentialed and authorized to provide the education service or teach the content based on the state course code. Report 4.4 is a staff profile list, a supporting report to 4.3. It's going to show you the details reported in the staff demographic and the SAS or the staff assignment for each staff reported. And then report 4.5, staff non-classroom based or support assignment detail. So your non-classroom based assignments or support assignments come from the staff assignment record. These are going to be your administrators, your pupil services. It can be teachers with non-classroom based assignments. That's what's going to show up on this report. It's also used for assignment monitoring. Remember that your administrators and your pupil services must be credentialed for that job classification and the job they hold. So this is also good to review. And then report 17.1, post-secondary status outcome count. This is a count of all the different outcomes. You will have, or it is possible to have more statuses reported than students surveyed. Remember, students can have multiple survey results, which means they can have multiple post-secondary statuses. And then the supporting report is 17.2, post-secondary status outcome student list. This will list each individual status, so a student who has multiple statuses will be featured multiple times as you see in the report.